Alright, so a lot of y'all know me as a Lincoln LS guy on YouTube. And I'm going to go ahead and give you all the most important advice I can give anybody if they're going to buy a Lincoln LS V8, or if you own a Lincoln LS V8, 05, 06, probably especially with the older models. I don't have a Lincoln LS anymore. I have a Lexus LS 460, 07. This thing is great. I don't have to deal with coolant issues also because I still do this with this car. So the most important advice I can give you is before you go anywhere, always warm your car up to operating temperature before you drive it. And the reason why you want to do this with the Lincoln LS V8, probably the V6 too, I'm pretty sure they're the same thing, is these cars have plastic coolant parts. And if you warm up plastic too fast, it will either expand or crack. And if it's expanding, it's eventually going to crack. So I live in Florida, so maybe with the warmer temperature, it could be an issue. But I would figure with colder weather, it's even worse. So that's the best advice I can give you if you own one, because from my experience, there's been times that I didn't warm up the car, and almost every time it overheated, unless I'm like not going far or something. But my best, whenever I figured that out, I went months without overheating. But from the most part, and I also had to figure out the bleeding process. I do have a video on my YouTube about the bleeding process. It's a pain in the ass. I still really didn't fully figure it out, but I know enough to get it driving, and as long as you're warming up the car, you won't have issues with it. But I've replaced every coolant part on both my Lincoln LSs, and they will still overheat. But you have the less issues if you warm the vehicle up and drive it. I mean, if you get in stop and go traffic, I can almost guarantee you it's going to overheat. It did on me multiple times, and even running the heat, it still overheated. So, but if you're in like normal, regular driving traffic, or they'll do great on interstate as long as you're not in stop and go non-moving traffic, you'll be fine. But yeah, that's what I recommend doing. Always warm it up to operating temperature, because if you warm up these plastic parts too fast, like if you just start it and drive, it's going to warm up fast, and you'll probably break some seals or crack the plastic. So that's what I recommend doing. And if you don't already do this, you'll notice how it makes a big difference.